I'm late. I won't cover everything besides the best options really, because I'll be looking at this through the lens of optimization. I ignore the sorcerer subclass because it's too long and it should be analyzed properly. I don't have time. Anyways, welcome to Pack Tactics. So backgrounds and feats is the subject today. I'm going to skim through the best stuff really and talk about what is good about them. I'm also going to assume you know the system very well. If you're new to the game, I don't recommend you read or use UA whatsoever because this is playtest material, so chances are very high it's not very good for the system. Anyways, we start with Knights of Salami. So this background is strange because it says it's intended for classes and subclasses that has martial prowess, and it names off like lots of examples. But if you look at what the Squire feat actually does, it gives proficiencies to medium armor and martial weapons. This doesn't help those classes of martial prowess at all. This helps casters get medium armor with a background. Defensive Rider. If you use mounts and your DM uses forced movement a lot, then this can be useful. Encouraging Rally. If creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes a saving throw, you can use your reaction to give it advantage on the saving throw. It gains back on a short rest. Good stuff. However, this whole feat is just better for casters, so this is an absolute fail. I don't give feedback to UA unless it involves Kobold stuff. But anyways, for those people who do give feedback, I hope you reported that this background and feat are just better on a caster. They're good feats, but they're good for the wrong classes. Everything here needs to be scrapped. We're going to move to the best feat you can get with this background. Knight of the Sword. Disciplined Spirit. You gain proficiency in Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma saving throw of your choice. Best proficiency overall is Wisdom because it's more common and they will shut you down, so that's a big deal. Willpower. Immediately after you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you fail an Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma saving throw, you can extend a hit die. The saving throw increases by an amount equal to a roll of that hit die, potentially turning a failure into a success. Once you turn a failed saving throw into a successful one, using this feat, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. This is a good feat, but again for the wrong classes. This is better on the caster because hit dice are the marshal's most valuable resources in the game, especially for frontliners. This feat is called Knight of the Sword, and it has nothing to do with melee. It's misleading. You know those people who say rogues and fighters don't rely on resources? They're incredibly wrong and have never experienced a proper dungeon crawl before because every class in the game relies on resources, and hit die is a resource, and especially important for them. If you don't have hit die, you can't heal while taking a short rest. Who takes the most damage in the group? The frontliners. So this is a trap feature for them. This should be called Knights of the Caster. This is another fail. I hope you guys give feedback about this one too. But to be fair, if someone is good berry juggling or the party has tons of healing pots and other healing stuff, then fair enough. This feature is fine on a frontliner. Next background. Mage of High Society. Initiate. Basically choose these moons. You get to pick these cantrips. We're going to ignore the cantrips because I don't care about cantrips. You can cast the chosen first level spell without a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it again this way. You can also cast the spell using any spell slots you have. All those options are exclusively from the wizard spell list, so shield, absorb elements, find familiar are easy options there. Feats, I'm going to ignore Black Robe. Let's talk about White Robe first because it's the strongest feats this UA has to offer. You learn a second level spell from the Abjuration or Conjuration School. You can cast this feat's second level spell without a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it this way again. You can also cast this spell using spell slots of appropriate level. Insane good option here. Find Steed, Pass Without Trace, and Web are god tier spells. Web on a Warlock is perfect. That's everyone's biggest dream. Pass Without Trace is basically the best spell in the game. I know a party who cast Wish just to get Pass Without Trace. You might laugh at that thought, but it makes a ton of sense why they would do this. And they got a lot out of it too. It was the right move. Anyways, in general, having 2 people with Pass Without Trace isn't a good move. There should only be one. I hope you know how Surprise works. If not, I made a video about it. Lastly, Find Steed. This is good for every class in the game. Why doesn't any of the Knight features get this instead? I don't understand. I haven't covered Find Steed yet. I've never seen Find Steed in game, but I know it's awesome. It's not as good as Phantom Steed, but it's a cheaper mount that doesn't go away after time. Actually, maybe it's better. Like I said, I haven't analyzed it or even seen it in game, so I have no idea. Also, there's spell synergy with it, as in you buff yourself, that also buffs the steed. When it's potentially available for every class like this, you can get some wacky effects like simulacrum yourself will also simulacrum the steed. Deathward stacking warlocks also affects the steed, and yada yada yada. Protective ward. When you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to extend the spell slots. Roll a number of d4s equal to the level of the spell slot extended and reduce the damage the target takes by the total rolled on those dice plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This sucks, but it's fine. I got crazy good spells out of it. Red robes, same as white robes, except they pick from the divination and transmutation spell list of 2nd level instead. Here's rope trick, locate objects, spike growth, and immovable objects. I ban rope trick from my games because it's a castle move in combat and I don't feel like retreating the enemies all the time. It's an incredibly strong spell if you know how to use it. Locate object. This is a cleanup spell, as in you clean up the dungeon of monsters and then go through every room to locate magic items hidden away. This is necessary to have for rules as written modules really. Spike growth, not as good as web, but can stack up to a lot of damage and very easy to combo spells with it, like repelling blast from warlock. Immovable object, this is for the big brain players. I'm too dumb to use it. There's a lot of fun tech here. Lastly, red robes get magical balance. When you make an attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw and roll a 9 or lower on the d20, you can use your reaction to make the roll an automatic 10. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all extended uses when you finish a long rest. This is the best secondary feature the different robe feats get. It's a good reaction with multiple uses before needing a long rest. This is all I wanted to cover. Would I allow this at my table? I never allow UA whatsoever, so no. Even if they were okay, I wouldn't allow it. If a player really wanted to play this, then maybe I would allow it. But other than that, I don't even talk about UA. This won't be a main video. This will be a side thing with little effort. I hope you enjoyed the video anyways. And if you did, I hope I earned your subscription. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.